Crowds shimmied into Fair Park Coliseum last night to get a glimpse of the Brazilian legend in her last dance. Sheila's Blue Squad sambered their way into the history books with a 3-0 sweep, and De La Cruz's Orange Lava followed in style. The 4 weeks of sideline action has been as smooth as on court, but the final moves of this masterpiece have yet to be choreographed. Who will be staying alive and who will pop, lock, and drop it here in the ultimate week of play at Athletes Unlimited Volleyball. Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Volleyball and our final draft of the season. I'm your host, Key Michael. I was one of these athletes last season, so I know exactly what you're feeling right now. First of all, we would like to welcome our Facebook Live and our YouTube audiences, as well as our Unlimited Club members. If you're not already a member, get out your phone, download the Athletes Unlimited app, and join the club. And you can get all the up-to-the-minute stats for all the remaining games of this season. And this is the last week, so it's now or never. All right, something cool about this league, which you may already know, is that each athlete plays for a cause or an organization of their choice. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that later. But first, let's talk about Athletes Unlimited scoring and how the players make their way into these captain seats each week. So players can earn points 3 different ways. First, through individual stat points, which are based on offensive and defensive performance. You can earn points for things like aces, digs, and kills. You can also lose points for service errors, attack errors, like hitting the ball in the net out of bounds, or ball handling errors like double hits, lifted balls, that kind of thing. The second category is win points, and that's going to be the key to success in this league. If you win a set, you earn 40 points every time, and when you win the overall match, you get 60 points. And then finally, there are the MVP points. Those are going to be on the line after every single match. Players vote for the top 3 players of their match. First place gets 60 points, second takes 40, and third place gets 20 points. These points are allocated after every single game of the season, and they certainly add up. All right, so the player on the top of the leaderboard after game 30 on Saturday is going to become our 2022 volleyball champion. But we also have a couple other awards this season. We've got the Athletes Unlimited Dream Team. That's going to be 7 total positions: 1 setter, 1 libero, 1 opposite, 2 middles, and 2 outsides. This gets voted on by the full player field and the facilitators. There's also the Geico Defensive Player of the Year, which will be selected from the all-defensive team. Voting for the Geico Defensive Player of the Year is going to be open to all the players, all the facilitators, and the Unlimited Club members. So if you're not already in there, go ahead and get involved. The Sportsmanship Award is also going to go to the player who best exemplifies the attributes of good character, integrity, and sportsmanship. And this is going to be voted on by the full player field and the facilitators. All right, getting ready to meet our captains. First of all, in the purple seat, the chairperson of our Player Executive Committee. She's serving as a captain for the first time in her Athletes Unlimited career. She finished 4th on the leaderboard with 2,528 points. She's tied for 4th in the league with 10 service aces and has also tallied 66 kills, 108 digs, and 8 blocks. Posted 10 kills against Team Valentine Anderson on Friday night with 8 digs. Leading the team in purple, playing for Path, it's outside hitter number 8, Cassidy Lickman. She will be facilitated by Joe Trinzi. Finishing in 3rd on the leaderboard with 2,778 points, serving as captain for the 3rd time in the last 4 weeks, including the 2nd week in a row. She led the purple team for the 2nd time this year. She's leading Athletes Unlimited with 448 assists this season. Needs only 123 assists to break a single season record set by Bree King last year in 2021. She's actually leading the team in blue, playing for Baby to Baby. It's setter number 27, Natalia Valentine Anderson, and she'll be facilitated by Lori Corbelli. Finishing in 2nd place with 2,806 points. She's serving as captain for the 4th consecutive week. Ranks 2nd in the league with 177 kills and is the only player to register 10 or more kills in all 12 matches this year. Leading the team in orange, playing for Compassion International, it's outside hitter number 45, Danny Drews. And her facilitator will be Deetra Collins-Parker. Back in the top spot with 3,361 points on the leaderboard, serving as a captain for the Athletes Unlimited record 9th consecutive week. Also the first player in any Athletes Unlimited sport to serve as a captain during the entire season. She leads the league with 178 kills in 12 matches. Also owns the Athletes Unlimited volleyball record for 17 career MVP awards. Leading the team in gold, playing for Starlings Volleyball USA, it's outside hitter number 81, Betania de la Cruz. And she will be facilitated by Michelle Chapman-Smith. All right, let's talk about how the draft's going to work. We're going to be here for less than an hour, but the draft is action-packed. We're going to have 9 rounds this week. The purple captain will make the first selection, and we're going to snake back and forth with the purple and gold teams making back-to-back picks each round. Captains have 2 minutes per pick, and there are some positional requirements this season. Each captain can only take 2 setters, 3 middles, 1 libero, and 5 pins, but they can choose a mixture of outsides or opposite hitters for those pins. All right, here is a look at the player field. So we have 36 players eligible, and the question of the night, who is going to be Cassidy's first pick? Might she choose a libero? Might she steal Nutsara? Or possibly Alicia Glass, who she's really comfortable playing with? Might she choose, that was a setter I was talking about, but might she also choose a libero? She's got Noma, who she's comfortable playing with next to. Also Morgan Hens, they have that Stanford connection. We also saw Shayla Castro play her last game last night as she officially retired from the sport of volleyball, which means there are only a few opposites on the board. Might they be a higher commodity? There's only 5 to choose from there in that opposite bracket. As mentioned before, each captain has a facilitator who's going to help them manage their teams. So you're going to see those facilitators in the rooms. But something cool today also, our courtside reporter, Savannah Collins, is going to be taking us behind the scenes into the Zoom rooms of teams Lichtman and De La Cruz. So we're going to talk to a couple of players and just hear what goes on in the rooms as the teams are formed. So, are we ready to get started? Team Lichtman, you're on the clock.
All right. With my first pick, I will take outside hitter Leah Edmond.
Leah Edmond is the first one to go, so my thoughts, my predictions, proven wrong. Cassidy Lichtman taking a big hitter in her first pick. In number 14, Leah Edmond. She's 3rd in kill points with 1,136. She finished last season in 15th. This is her 2nd time being chosen in the number 1 spot. In week 2, she was taken in the number 1 team last week in round 2. But the 2nd position, so always a very high draft spot for Leah Edmond, and for good reason. All right, Team Valentine Anderson. Do you know who you would like?
My first pick is outside hitter Lindsay Stalzer.
Another outside hitter goes first. In the first round, it's Lindsay Stalzer, number 29. She is has the second most kill points of any draft eligible player. She was taken in round 2 last week, but pops right back up to round 1. And you can see why she had an incredible week. Pops into the Zoom room there. I'm sure her mom Joy will be watching and excited. Her whole family was in the stadium this week cheering her on. Maybe that's why she had such a great week. Team Drews, you have the next pick of round 1.
My first pick is going to be outside hitter Erin Fairs.
Another outside hitter. Number 7, Erin Fairs, is now off the board. So 3 outside hitters in a row. This is a very different looking draft than last week. We have yet to see a setter be chosen, but Erin Fairs is 6th in dig points with 635. So not only an offensive weapon, but also stable in the backcourt as well. She was taken in the 2nd round last week, so her draft status has risen. Team De La Cruz, do you know who your first pick is going to be?
My first pick is setter Nutsara Tomcom.
Okay, Nutsara finally taken. Nutsara was taken in round 1 for the blue team last week. She was the 2nd overall pick. So now she's going to be wearing the gold jersey for the first time in her Athletes Unlimited career. I know a lot of YouTube fans are going to be going crazy now that she's been chosen. I'm watching it live, and there are a lot of comments coming in that I cannot understand, but it looks like excitement. So the gold team has the first pick of round 2, Team De La Cruz. Who would you like?
My second pick is outside hitter Auri Cruz.
Outside hitter Auri Cruz. So now it's 4 outsides and 1 setter taken off the board. Auri Cruz had a fantastic week. We're going to have a look at some highlights of her. She had 3 aces in a row for the blue team, helping Shayla to victory this week. She's crept up. She was taken in the 5th round last week, but that was due to her having a bit of an injury. So she's now back in form and back on Team Gold. She wore the gold jersey in week 2. She'll be comfortable there again. Team Drews, who would you like?
Our next pick is going to be opposite Taylor Fricano.
Alrighty, Taylor Fricano, one of the only 5 true opposites on the board. She wore the orange jersey last week as well as in week 2. So she will be back in her comfortable color here with Team Drews this week. She let us know her personality. We've gotten to know her over the weeks. She's been a friend and a foe of Kevin, challenging him to speak Italian, to bench, and also to a pickleball competition. So we'll be excited to see that hopefully in the coming weeks. Is Peanut the Poopy with you? Usually he's sitting there with her, but he's nowhere to be seen today. Maybe he's taking a break from the draft. Team Valentina Anderson, you have the next pick of round 2. Do you know who you would like? Nati still has 1 minute and 10 seconds to choose. So far she has an outside hitter. She herself is a setter. So who do we think she's going to take?
Our next pick is outside hitter Madison Villines.
Outside hitter Madison Villines. So 2 outside hitters taken for Nati. Madison Villines taken in round 1 last week. She was in the 4th spot, so she wore the gold jersey. This will be her 2nd time wearing blue. She wore it in week 2 as well. There she is dropping into the Zoom room. The team is starting to form. We learned that Madison was a gymnast as a child, so look for her rolling all over the court. Had a chance to speak to her parents, both mom and dad, both so excited that she's back in the US playing. Cassidy Lickman, you have the last pick of round 2. Do you have an idea of who you would like?
Do with the other one.
So Cassidy so far has an outside hitter in herself, in Leah Edmond. Might she take my advice and grab a setter or a libero? Again, she played with Morgan Hentz, coached Morgan Hentz. They have that Stanford connection. Again, she played with Leisha Glass, who's still on the board. They had a great, worked well together last week with Team De La Cruz in orange. So the conversation continues in the purple Zoom room. Cassidy has 30 seconds, but looks like she's ready.
With my next pick, I will take opposite Fallon Fanoy-Moana.
Fallon Fanoy-Moana, number 35. Former beach players come back to prove that she could do it on the indoor, and she is absolutely crushing it. Like she didn't even skip a beat. So Cassidy Lickman now has all hitters so far on her team. She's a consistent passer, strong in reception, so she's now got 2 big swinging, an outside and an opposite. So she's looking for power on this team already. Cassidy has another pick, so she's consulting with her team. Go ahead, Cassidy.
With my next pick, I will take setter Alicia Childress.
And there it is. Setter Alicia Childress. They were a absolutely fire combination last week in the orange jersey. Here's a look at some of those highlights. So Betty De La Cruz now has to think about who she might want as her setter now that Alicia's been stolen. This is what's fun about this draft. New captains every week, players that have played together that get to then pick and choose who they liked from the last week's team, who they're going to steal. So inside Team Lichtman is Savannah Collins. What's going on in there?
Thanks, Cass. You know, this draft is shaping up very differently than some of our drafts in the past. A lot of outside hitters going in this first round and even the second round too. Obviously going with Leah with your first pick. Why do you think there's been such a priority on that position going into week 5?
I mean, it's such an important position in general, I think, in the game. Outside hitters have to take a lot of the load. And, you know, for me, I think it's a good place to build a team around. And so obviously, you know, Leah's a great player. I wanted, you know, to have a good arm to start out with. And the two of us complement each other well. And so I think with the players that we have here and just the positions that they play, it was just an emphasis going into this week.
Definitely seeing Alicia get dropped into the room. Leah, Fallon, I saw you both get excited. Fallon, you said, we're back, and you both were so excited. Tell me about that connection that we're going to see happen again this week.
I mean, I've known Cass since I was a kid. Alicia, I've been with almost the whole time. I think I've had 2 weeks without her. And Leah, I've had for 3 weeks. So it's just, you know, having that connection already, the communication, and just a great vibe is so important.
Team Lichtman, thanks for letting me hang out. Key, back to you. Appreciate it, y'all.
Awesome. It is so cool to see inside the Zoom rooms and just really get a feel of how and why teams are forming. And now it's week 5. Everybody knows each other. But being that it's week 5, it is the last week to come and see us here in person at Fair Park Coliseum. Tickets are on sale. So we're going to play doubleheaders Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's different than the previous weeks. We played Wednesdays, but now we're playing Thursday. You're not going to want to miss this Saturday's closing ceremony where we're going to crown our champion. So make sure to visit auprosports.com for the complete schedule and to purchase your tickets. All right, Team Valentine Anderson has the next pick. You've had a little bit of extra time to think about it. Who would you like?
Our next pick is opposite Erica Wilson.
All righty, another opposite off the board, Erica Wilson. Her stock has been rising as well. She was taken in round 6 last week. Now creeping up to round 3, getting some playing time and proving what she can do. She was playing for the Golds squad 2 weeks in a row, and now she's back in the blue jersey. She's only played in gold and blue other than the scrimmage week. There she is, dropping into the Zoom room, all smiles. Love to see it. So Team Drews still has 1 minute and 30, but do you already know who you might like?
Yes. Our next pick is going to be middle blocker Molly McCage.
Molly McCage. If I'm not mistaken, that's the first middle blocker to come off the board. Number 5, Molly had an incredible week. She's 3rd in blocks with 240 block points. But she was out for the last week, and now she's proving that she didn't even miss a step. A great connection with Alicia Glass Childress this week. She's sideways in the Zoom room, trying to figure out technology. We'll just say she's a boomer. Love you, Molly. All right. Orange team has made their pick, so De La Cruz has the next. Betty still confiding in, speaking with her team. So she so far has a big swing in herself. She's got her setter. She's got another outside hitter. Might she need a middle? Might she need a libero? We know she loves working with Nomadis. They have a superb connection together. But let's see it.
My next pick is middle blocker Jenna Rosenthal.
All right, middle blocker, Jenna Rosenthal. Another fantastic new face to this league this year, but she has the second most block points in the league with 252. She's been an incredible addition to Athletes Unlimited. Not only her sparkling personality, but also her on-court action. One of our tallest players. We got to learn a little bit about her love story, met her boyfriend. Was love at first height. I'm going to keep making that joke until it wears out. So Team De La Cruz has finished off round 3. We're now going to snake back to round 4, where Betty has another pick. She's got herself a middle and a setter and 2 outsides. Might she choose her libero? Might she have another middle in mind? Might she want to snag an opposite? There's only 2 true opposites left on the board. So it's a minute left on the board for Betty, but she can take as much time as she likes, up to a minute. She has her setter. She doesn't yet have a libero. All full liberos still on the board, so maybe she's playing it cool. Let's see.
My next pick is middle blocker Ronica Stone.
Alrighty, middle blocker Ronica Stone. She was taken in the 3rd round last week, went to Team Orange. She is currently 5th in block points with 228. Her boyfriend Jordan Love, an NFL player, was here for a little while. She's one of my favorite players to watch, not only on the court, but also on the sidelines, filming TikToks, dancing, showing that she is a player that can do it all. Ronica Stone to the gold jersey this week. So Team Drews, you have the next pick. Who would you like?
We are going to be taking setter Rai Santos.
Rai Santos. Number 4. In her highest draft pick yet in the 4th round. She hasn't gotten as much playing time as I was expecting. I played with Rai for 2 seasons in France, and I know exactly what she can do. So I will be excited to see her playing a little bit more this week if she's the first setter chosen for Team Drews. All right, if you are looking for all the new Athletes Unlimited volleyball gear, you know where to find it. You got jerseys, tees, hats, everything you could possibly want with our Athletes Unlimited logo. It is all available at shop.auprosports.com. And guys, I don't even need to tell you which is my favorite. I wear this shirt a lot. But this jacket's also pretty comfortable, so I recommend checking it out, and you can dress like the pros, as they say. Alrighty, Team Valentina Anderson. We are in round 4. Nati so far, she has a setter in herself. She's got a couple of outside hitters. She's got an opposite. She has no middles yet. And no libero. So who might she choose? She still has 45 seconds. All the liberos still on the board. Still 8 middles to choose from. Might she want another pin? Questions. She has 20 seconds left. So conversations are happening with Lori Corbelli, her facilitator, as well as the hitters that are already in there. So the conversations generally tend to be, who do you work best with? Who do you like the energy of? Who do you want to show up with in trainings? There's a lot of questions that go into it, not just a matter of filling a position. There's chemistry. There's all kinds of things. All right, Nati, you are out of time, my friend. Who would you like?
All right. My next pick is middle blocker Taylor Sambothi.
Alrighty, Taylor Sambothi, middle blocker indeed. Taylor Sambothi, one of our most energetic players. She brings so much fire on the court and off. She was taken in round 4 for the gold squad last week. And now she's heading over to the blue team. She wore that jersey in week 2 as well. Cassie Lickman looks ready.
I will take libero Morgan Hens.
All righty. Cassie Lickman takes the first libero, and it's Morgan Hens. She currently has the most dig points with 870. Cassie looks very satisfied with that pick. They know each other well. She coached Morgan at Stanford. We had a chance to chat to Morgan's boyfriend as well in the stadium, so he'll be happy to see her on the board. Here is a look at how the teams are shaping up. We still have several middle blockers on the board. Outsides and opposites, remember, they go into one category together. Setters, 4 setters still remaining, and all 3 liberos. First libero has just been chosen, but each team's going to take 1. And here's who's been taken so far. All the teams have chosen 4 players plus the captain. Interesting to see who's been stolen, who's been taken from what team, and who's remaining. Cassie Lickman stealing De La Cruz's setter. All right, Cass, it's round 5. You have the first pick.
With my next pick, I will take middle blocker Ali Bastianelli.
Ali Bastianelli, absolutely, has the most block points with 348. No surprise that she is taken high in the rankings. Ali Bastianelli with her Geico Athletes Unlimited background, representing for your team. Love that, Ali. What a true professional. All right, earlier tonight we mentioned in the introductions that our athletes play for something more than just themselves. Players can earn money throughout the season for their cause, equal to 50% of their season bonus, and that entire program is powered by Give Lively. So Cassidy, I wanted to ask you about your organization, and when I say your, I mean it's actually your organization. Tell us about Path.
Yeah, so I founded Path because it just felt like we were in a really, really divisive place in our country, and we had lost a lot of skills around kind of how we interact with each other, how we see ourselves, and how we belong in the world. And I think we all think that sports teach some of those life skills, but there's rarely intention around it. So I wanted to combine kind of the influence and voice of our elite athletes and coaches who have a lot of knowledge to share with all of the kids in sports who need to learn. And so we create content featuring those people who have had a lot of success in sports, breaking down those messages around things like empathy, equity, and empowerment in engaging ways in short kind of form content that kids can understand, so that we're actively practicing those skills in the same way that we're practicing hitting a ball every day.
So good and so well, so eloquently put, Cassidy. One of our best speakers, not only best volleyball players, but I love that you're sharing information, and the things that we learn over the years as athletes can be so valuable, and I love that. I love that for us and you. All right. Team Valentina Anderson has the next pick, round 5. Who would you like?
Our next pick is middle blocker Eri Shu.
Eri Shue, number 58. She's the 4th in service ace points, right behind 3 of our captains, Danny, Betty, and Natalia herself. And just to let you all know, for every ace this season, Aspiration is planting 10 trees. So we're headed into week 5. Players have registered 177 aces. That's 1,770 trees, if I've done my math correctly here. Committed by Aspiration. Love to see it. Thank you, Aspiration, for keeping our planet green. Alrighty, round 5 continues. Team Drews, You have the next pick.
We're going to be taking middle blocker Liana Sibelden.
All right, another middle blocker off the board. Liana Sibelden, number 30. Played on the purple squad last week. This is her first time putting on the orange jersey this season. She played three weeks in a row for blue, and then she wore the purple, and now she's going to be in orange. Here's a little clip of her highlights. Fantastic player and contributor to this league. Team De La Cruz. Who would you like?
My next pick is Calais Mao.
Calais Mao, outside hitter number 44. She played last week in blue. She's worn purple twice, orange twice if you include the draft week of scrimmages. But this will be her first time in gold. And what a week to do it. The last week, the last chance to wear gold. And Team De La Cruz chooses her. You know, she's been serenading her teammates in the lounge. She's a singer and ukulele player, as well as a soccer player, which we see those skills on court often. Never ceases to impress. All right, fans, get out your phones and open your Athletes Unlimited app. It's time to earn points for tuning in. If you enter code VBDRAFT99 under fan codes, you're going to get 10,000 points. And it is not too late to download the app today. It's available for free in the Apple or Google Play App Store. You can join the fun. We're going to give away points all week for tuning into games, or better yet, just come in and see us in person and you can rack up those points here in Fair Park Coliseum. All right, we are about to start round 6. Team De La Cruz, you have the first pick. Who would you like? Betty still has 50 seconds on the clock, so we won't rush her. But let's have a look at who she already has. She has her setter in Nutsara. She has Auri Cruz and Calais Mao, other big hitters. She's got Jenna and Veronica in the middle. Might she want to pick her libero up? Nomaris is not going to be on the board for much longer. There might be some other teams eyeing her, and I know how much Betty loves to play with Noma. That's what's exciting about the draft. There's a game of chess going on in everyone's head right now. Poker faces as well. Everyone crafting their team with the help of their Zoom room. So the players in there are speaking about their experience with other players over the weeks. It's week 5 now, so players have gotten to know each other pretty well. So the question is, who works best with who? How are you going to form a team that has cohesion? Betty looks like she's ready.
Yes. Yes.
Alrighty. Go ahead, Betty.
Yeah. My next pick is Libero Nomaris Vélez Agosto.
There it is. We were waiting for it. Reunited and I won't sing for you all, but I know that Noma has been waiting for this choice. Nomaris is 3rd in dig points with 745. These three have played together over the weeks, gotten to know each other, played on the orange team last week. And the gold before that. So we're still in round 6. Team Drews has the next pick. Still has 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Here's a look at who she already has. She's got 2 middles in Molly and Liana. She's got her setter in Rai, putting her faith in a new face. All right. Are you ready?
All right. Our next pick is going to be outside hitter Deja McClendon.
All righty. Outside hitter Deja McClendon is off the board. Number 18, Penn State graduate. 2-time NCAA winner. Played on the gold jersey, in the gold jersey 2 weeks in a row, and now she'll be back in orange. In orange for her first time this year. I know it'll be a good color on you, Deja. You look good in anything. Her parents, Roger, Suzanne, and her sister were here last week, making it a family affair here in Fair Park Coliseum. Always love to meet family and friends when they're in the gym. The players all know to let me know as soon as there's someone here so I can get them on the key cam. Otherwise, I get very upset. Team Valentine Anderson, the blue squad. You guys have the next pick. So they're going to blue pen matching her blue Gatorade. All in theme. Question on everyone's lips is, what are the team names going to be this week? And what are the captain's gifts going to be? Each week players get gifted by their captain something to do with their team, whether it's sunglasses, maybe feather boas this week, I don't know, some hats. It's all still up in the air, yet to be determined. So the players in the Zoom room having a chat. What do we think that the blue team might go for? What are they missing? Do they need a libero? Indeed they do. They already have 2 middles. They have 2 outsides and an opposite and a setter. So maybe a libero, maybe another middle. We're only going to get to round 9 this week because of missing some players. We only have 36 eligible players. So, Natty, who would you like?
Our next pick is middle blocker Taylor Morgan.
Tamo. So Tamo and Tanner heading over to the blue jersey. I hope Tanner has some blue shirts that he can wear this week. Taylor Morgan is 3rd for most block points with 216. Taken in round 7 for blue last week. So she'll be right back where she left off. She finished last season in 13th position. So working on season 2 to creep her way up. It is round 6. It's Team Lichtman's choice. You look ready.
With my next pick, I will take middle blocker Emma Willis.
Another middle blocker. Number 54, Emma Willis. So players getting selected, whittling down the numbers. Emma was a chemical engineering major. We had a chance to speak to her parents, Mike and Mary, her dad coming back from surfing, and her mom raising Emma during med school. Very impressive. All right, let's have a look at the schedule for this week. It's week 5, and as a reminder, we're playing on Thursday, not Wednesday this week for the first time. We got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's going to be a heavy week for the players. We've got blue Valentine Anderson versus orange Drews in the first lineup. Then De La Cruz, Lichtman, and that's going to be at 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. on Thursday on CBS Sports. Then again on Friday, a little bit earlier, 7 p.m. on FS2, and then again 10 p.m. on CBS. On Saturday morning, not morning, but the first game of Saturday, you can catch us on YouTube, so no excuses not to watch the match. It is free on the internet at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be Lichtman versus Valentine Anderson. And the big finale, Drews De La Cruz at 10 p.m. on CBS Sports. We're then going to have our closing ceremony directly after, so I really hope that you all tune in and enjoy. The last chance. Alrighty, speaking of last chances, it's round 7. Lichtman.
And with my next pick, I will take outside hitter Jamie Peterson.
All right. Outside hitter Jamie Peterson will play in the purple jersey for this last week of play. She played in purple last week. Taken in the exact same position. The 25th overall pick in round 7. 2 weeks in a row. She'll drop into the Zoom room. She was the first player that had logged into the Zoom today. She was ready and waiting at 11:30 as soon as the Zoom link went out. So good to see Jamie Peterson on Team Purple. Team Valentine Anderson. Do you know who you would like? Got 1:30 left. Don't want to rush you.
Next pick is libero Amanda Benson.
Amanda Benson, aka Benny, number 32, taken off the board. She's currently sitting with the second most dig points with 840. I know she's happy to be playing back in the US of A. Played in Switzerland last season, where I had a chance to hang out with her, shoot a YouTube video, and learn all about her sneaker obsession. But she's been performing excellently here at Athletes Unlimited. The blue team shaping up. There they are in their Zoom room, chatting about their next pick, but they're going to have to wait because the next pick goes to Team Drews in the orange seat. We'll have a look at who Danny has already selected. She has 3 outside hitters, including herself, with Deja and Aaron. She has her opposite in Taylor Fricano. 2 middles. And she's already got a setter. She does not have a libero yet, but that space will be filled by Hannah Lishman. So no need to make that selection until the last minute. Still a full minute left. Take as much time as you need. This is where it gets difficult. Again, there are only 36 players, so there are only going to be 9 rounds. So each team is going to be missing a player. So which position are they willing to sacrifice? If you want to have 3 middles, you got to lock it in early. Alrighty, go ahead.
Our next pick is going to be setter Taylor Bruns Tegenroot.
Taylor Bruns Tegenroot, one of our setters. Taylor Bruns has played 2 weeks in the orange jersey, so she will be a 3rd week in the row wearing the same jersey. She was the last player to score against De La Cruz in week 3, and then she was picked up by De La Cruz in week 4, and now she'll head over to Team Orange, back to Danny Drew's team. I know her husband is here in the stadium, so he'll have to get some orange paraphernalia as well. Round 7, last pick goes to Team De La Cruz.
My next pick is setter Tori Dilfer.
Setter Tori Dilfer, number 38. She played last week in purple. She played twice in blue, and this will be her 2nd time wearing gold. On Team De La Cruz is Tori Dilfer. She's fantastic serving sub as well as setter. Looking forward to seeing her on the court. All right, we're up to round 8. Team De La Cruz has the next pick. Shall we have a look at who is left on the board, who she's deciding between? We've got 1 outside hitter left in Noami, 1 remaining libero who will be automatically added to Team Drews. So the decision comes down to, would you like another setter, another opposite, another middle, or another outside? Choice remains with Team De La Cruz. Are you ready? Always. All right, go ahead, Team De La Cruz.
My next pick is middle blocker Rachel Farah.
Middle blocker Rachel Farah, number 33. This will be her 4th week in a row playing on the gold team. So certainly not a bad place to be. Rachel Farah, one of our brainiacs learning coding languages. I'm not even sure what that means, but that's something that I'm very impressed by. All right, so we're going to head back to Savannah Collins, who this time is going to chat to us. What's going on in Team De La Cruz?
Thanks, Key. Betty, you have been a captain so many times. So what is most important going into week 5?
I think the most important part in this week 5 is the last one. So we have to enjoy our time and like always do our best. But the most important thing, enjoy our time because it will be the last for this season.
Absolutely. Betty, you being a returning player, Ronica, I want to ask you a question with your first season with AU. How have you enjoyed this experience and getting to be a part of this unique league with, moments like this, like the draft and all of the action that comes in these 5 weeks?
Yeah, it's a really cool experience. It's taught me a lot about myself and on and off the court, how to adapt faster and build relationships with people quickly. So I think it's a really cool league to be a part of, and I'm so excited to be on Betty's team to finish off.
Yep, one more week of volleyball. We got a couple more picks to go. Key, we're going to head back to you. Thanks, Team De La Cruz. Appreciate it.
So cool to see what's going in, and interesting to hear inside your mind, Betty, because I would have thought you'd say most important is winning, but it's easy to say it's most important is having fun when you're in the top spot. That's easy to say. Alrighty, so if you want to come out and watch us here, come out, bring your team, bring your friends here live in Fair Park. We've got great perks for group purchases. You can find ticket prices, group benefits, and theme games, and all the info at auprosports.com. Don't want to miss it. It's week 5, your last chance to do so. All right, we're still in round 8. Team Drews has the next pick. Who would you like?
We're going to be taking opposite Nikki Withers.
Opposite Nikki Withers. Another one of those players who brings so much spark and fire. Fun times are always to be had in the dancing routines on the sidelines with Nikki Withers. She'll be in the orange jersey for the 3rd time. Again, she was in orange last week, part of that De La Cruz team. Now been snagged up by Team Drews. Team Valentina Anderson, you have the next pick. Who would you like?
Our next pick is setter Val Nichols.
Setter Val Nickel, number 2. Played on the gold squad last week. This will be her first time putting on the blue jersey this year. She's played in 2 times in gold, 2 times in purple, and the scrimmages she was in orange. So rounding out the jerseys in her last week here at Athletes Unlimited. Well, hopefully she'll come back for season 3. There they are in the Zoom rooms, chatting about the next decision. Cassidy Lichtman on the purple squad has the last pick of round 8. There are only 5 spots remaining to be filled. So Cassie looks ready. Go ahead, Cass.
With my next pick, I will take setter Carly Lloyd.
Setter Carly Lloyd. Carly Lloyd, number 3, here with her partner Riley McKibben, and of course her beautiful baby Storm. Carly is the 6th in block points with 216. That's the highest of any non-middle. Also 3rd in assist points with 333. She's going to be heading to the purple squad for the first time. She wore blue in week 1 and then gold 3 weeks in a row, and now she'll be wearing the purple. Just as a reminder to our Unlimited Club fans, stick around for the post-draft virtual meet and greet with the purple team captain, Cassidy Lichtman. You can chat to her about all of her picks, all of her choices, her strategy as her first time ever as an Athletes Unlimited captain. Hopefully not the last. We'll see you next season. Alrighty, so round 9 is about to begin. We have 4 positions left to fill. Purple has the first choice.
With my next pick, I will take outside hitter Noami Santos Lamb.
Noami Santos Lamb, first pick of this round. Noami Santos Lamb will be wearing the purple jersey for the first time since the scrimmages. She wore orange last week with Team De La Cruz and Cassie Lickman, so they're going to be teaming up again. There she is, dropping into the Zoom room. Smiles and waves all around. The last hurrah, week 5. The last draft. This can be kind of anxiety-inducing, I can tell you, from having sat in that spot before. But it's all leading up to one last week of playing together. 44 teammates and friends for one last hurrah. So the next choice is going to be Team Valentin Anderson. It looks like she needs one more opposite to fill out her positional requirement. So here's a look at the team as it's shaping up. Natalia, go ahead.
Our next pick, it's opposite Daya Crittenden.
Naya Crittenden. She is heading over to the blue squad. She's one of those players who's can be used as opposite, as outside. She also jumped in as middle there for a minute. She went in the purple team last week, and now she'll be wearing the blue for the first time since the scrimmages. So Team Drews, you have the next pick, and I'm guessing you need a libero. Team's starting to shape up. There's a look inside Team Valentin Anderson's. So Team Drews. Here's a look at the rosters. Here's who's been chosen so far. 2 of the teams fully formed for this week 5. Have just 2 more picks left. Team Drews is going to need their libero. And then 1 more middle likely to head to the gold team. Oh, I see what's happened. We have 3 middles already on the gold team in Jenna Rosenthal, Veronica Stone, and Rachel Farah. Tina Bowe is a middle, and she's still on the board. So we might have to do a little bit of a rollback. So here's a look at the lineups. Team Purple, Cassidy reunited with Alicia Childress.
Our next pick is going to be libero Hannah Lishman.
Hannah Lishman heads to the orange team. Rounding out the orange team for week 5 is Hannah Lishman, number 37. Played on the blue squad last week. This will be her first time wearing the orange jersey. All right, Team Gold has 1 more pick. I'll say, let's finish out round 9. Team De La Cruz, who would you like?
My next pick is middle blocker Tina Bowe.
All righty. Tina Bowe, 4th middle blocker for Team Gold. But that is going to do it. So let's have a final look at the teams of this week. Here they are. Here's how they've rounded out. Have a look at who's stolen from who. Betty teaming up with Nutsara Tomcom. That's going to be exciting to watch. Here's a look at week 5 schedule. Again, just a reminder, we're playing on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, April 14th, 15th, and 16th. You can tune in. This is where you can find us. Going to be on CBS Sports, Fox Sports 2, and on YouTube there on Saturday at 7 p.m. So once again, thank you so much for joining us for the Athletes Unlimited Weekly Volleyball Draft. We're going to see you on Thursday night. Tune in and enjoy the very last Athletes Unlimited volleyball session. See you then.